Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League from Sonoma Raceway for the Sonoma Classic. Joining me as always in the booth is Joe. I'm Bob. And Joe, this is going to be a very fun and very interesting 35 laps here at Sonoma. Tight technical racing, a lot of opportunities for off tracks, a lot of opportunities for passing, but at the same time, a lot of opportunities for mistakes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is not your typical oval. There's a lot of lefts. There's a lot of rights. It's a lot of hard braking in these cars that, don't usually want to go this slow. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens out there.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. But while we do so, let's jump on board here with the road course ace, Philip Scott. This man has won just about every single road course race since we started road course racing here at the Total Nonstop Racing League. But watch as he goes up through turns 2 and 3, up the hill, a little bit of a dip down. Clip the curb, help you turn, clip this one, blind apex, up the hill, not able to see if anyone is spun going off. And then heavy braking there. Watch for wheel spin. We hear a little bit of that for Phil. Get back on the power. And down the short straight, another hard braking in. Go out wide to get your best turn in through the corner. Clip the the curb once more on the apex and exit. And one of the faster sections here, down the hill through the S's, big elevation difference. Back through the left-hander here. Very tricky right-hander there, coming down heavy braking into turn 11. As you hear that heavy braking, oh, he missed the corner there, and oh, he catches the inside wall. So some issues there for Philip Scott. And Philip is just going to pull off the track and get himself reset. As here's Jamar Dumas trying to make his way through. Matt Schlosser fastest so far with an 18.1. We are definitely going to be seeing those times change as Tim Branson, Anthony DeBarro, Jamar Dumas also all making their way through. Ace House with a good lap, 1997. Good lap, good year.
Good tires?
Sure.
You said good year.
Yeah. So we'll see here. Look at how much speed House was able to carry into the corner there. He had Jason Schue in front of him. And this here is where we're going to see a lot of guys practice setting up the pass. Oh, wow. He goes around the outside of the three. Schue takes a peek to the inside. House is going to clear him. Big drive through the S is very easy to overdrive. And as soon as you overdrive, that completely messes up all of your momentum. As we hop here with the 27 rather of Anthony DeBarro through turn 12 across the start finish line. That should put him up on pole. It does. 16.8 is the time to beat. Philip Scott not able to do anything there as DeBarro pulls off. Jason Schue improves, but not quite enough. But Matt Schlosser, purple through Sector 1, green through Sector 2, falling off just a little bit. And when I say that, purple means the absolute fastest on track. Green means not the fastest on track, but better than your best through that last sector. Yellow means not quite. Another green sector there for Schlosser. Let's see what he can do coming down into turn 11. Heavy braking. All about corner entry, trying not to spin the tires. Gotta wait Be patient to get on the gas so you don't spin the tires. Cross the line. Let's see what Schlosser can do. He's going to do better than his first lap, but not better than DeBarro to 17.444. Another driver having himself a good lap so far. Adam Stewart, green through his sectors. He's going to catch up to the 3 of Jason Schue, but not quite enough to hold him back. But he's having himself a good lap. Not pole worthy, but his best lap is a 24.2 this time through. He'll do a 21.7. So that'll put him up to P6 in that weltsclothing.com machine. There's Tim Branson and the number 92 AEW machine.
Love it.
With the old Jimmy Spencer paint scheme in the back there as well. 2 drivers have yet to go out and perform a qualifying lap. That's Nick Simpson and Robert Tripp. Dumas burning it down on pit exit.
Yeah, why not, right?
And just like that, qualifying is over. And we're going to switch ourselves over for the race in just a couple of moments as we see Ace House out there on track. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's Sonoma Classic here at Sonoma Raceway. Anthony DeBarro and Matt Schlosser, your 2 drivers on the front row. DeBarro with a pole time of 16.883. Row number 2, we see the road course king himself, Philip Scott, in 3rd. Ace House on his outside in 4th. Row number 3 is Jamar Dumas and Adam Stewart. Tim Branson, Jason Schue make up row number 4. And row number 5, Nick Simpson and Robert Tripp. That is our 10-car field for this evening. And we'll see how things go and see how things are going to stack up for us tonight. As taking a look at the points, this is going to be a pretty important points race here for these drivers. As you see here, coming into tonight, Anthony DeBarro has a commanding lead over John Cannizzaro Jr., who is not racing, but this is a big moment here for Philip Scott. He could jump in front of Cannizzaro Jr. However, Cannizzaro Jr. not fully running, or not really running the full season. So he is taking tonight off. A good night for Jamar Dumas as well. No Shane Ewing, so Nick Simpson could have himself a good night to try to leapfrog Ewing. Same goes for Ace House and Jason Schue. No Mike Tellier. Matt Schlosser back after a couple of races. So another good night for him as well. As in the chat, Xander Halgren cheering on Nick Simpson. Simpson has a bit of ground to make up here, starting P9. But we'll see how this one goes for us as the pace car pulls off the field in the hands of Anthony DeBarro. And we shall see. Field slowly moving their way out of turn number 12. In towards the start-finish line. Green flag is out. And we're racing here at Sonoma. 35 laps on the board. As DeBarro gets himself a good jump, he's going to beat out the 04 of Matt Schlosser. As Philip Scott trying to put the pressure on the 04 of Schlosser, as DeBarro is going to drive away. On board here with Philip Scott, and we can see the elevation changes. May not really feel like it in the car, but there is a huge elevation change as you're climbing up the hill and now down the hill the rest of the way.
I mean, this is a very windy up and down course. which is even more complicated. Like, if this was a straight line, it'd be a complicated track on a flat. And then you add ups and downs, more things to brake and accelerate through. This is such a challenging course.
Very challenging. And we see here, this coming into turn 11 is a huge opportunity for drivers to try to make a move. And the 4 of Adam Stewart is going to go around, but he's able to get going. Not a whole lot of time lost, and a little too much gas. Spins right in front of the 35 of Robert Tripp. Let's take one more look at that one as we'll go on board with Tripp. As we see Tripp right here, he has no idea. His spotter's saying, all right, slow car to the right. But then as he comes out, he's like, okay, cool, there's the 4. We should be good. And whoa! And as we're saying that, the 92 of Tim Branson also goes for a little adventure. Is up to turn 5, I believe, and just a little bit off track. Nothing too crazy. That was turn 4, if I'm not mistaken. But meanwhile, out front, here's Anthony Tabarro. He's opened up about a 7/8 of a second lead over the 04 of Matt Schlosser. And this is one of those times where Philip Scott probably just sitting there trying to stay and keep his pace, but also at the same time just trying not to burn off his tires. One thing these cars do not do well is slow down and turn right. And there's a lot of that here.
Unfortunately.
A little bit of trouble in the back. Jason Schue having word that he has gone around. And big slide and hard hit to the inside wall. So Schue able to try to gather that one back up. But man, they get so close to that pit attenuator there on the left. I would not be surprised if a driver accidentally gets into that. Looks like Jason Schue having another issue here in the 3. In through the S's. Oh, the car just takes a weird hop on him. Oh. That is not where his right front is supposed to be.
Absolutely not.
So a tough break there for the 3. As Tabarro methodically opening up about a 1.6 second lead over Matt Schlosser. Top 3 drivers separated by about 3.2 seconds. And then we have 13 seconds between Tabarro and Ace House, with Jamar Dumas in tow. And then another 5 seconds for the 92 of Tim Branson, with Nick Simpson, Robert Tripp, and Adam Stewart making their way into turn 11 as well.
I give these guys props for remembering all these turns because we're up in the booth and I can't count them.
It is very difficult even out there on the track. It's all about momentum and kind of knowing where you are. As we ride on board here with the 27 of DeBarro, very easily getting on the throttle. Ginger there through turn 11. Now up the hill through turns 1 and 2. Hugging right to that left-hand side, cutting back across, up the hill through turn 3. Little dip down to turn 4 to the left-hander. And then 5 right there, or 4A technically. And now I know it gets confusing, but into turn 7. Through the short chute. Or pardon me, this is turn 7. And now down the hill and just watching the hand placement and watching how the wheel drives the car.
So many times I've been over there, just oversteer it right into the sand.
It's so easy to do. And just like that, that's a lap around Sonoma here with Anthony DeBarro. Meanwhile, while we're doing that, there's a little battle on track between Robert Tripp and Adam Stewart. Good move there by Stewart, trying to lock it down. Can't quite get the pass cleared. Now he does. And that'll move Stewart up to P8. But as we're saying that, Matt Schlosser has caught up to DeBarro.
There's not a name.
Philip Scott.
It's not a name I was expecting to hear tonight. You know, we know Scott, basically the king of road courses here at TNR. DeBarro has been a leader for several weeks at this point, so we figured he would be up here. But, you know, Schlosser out here kind of making a name for himself, you know, this season, I feel like, for road course, at least wise.
Yeah, Schlosser, a very talented racer. Was not entirely sure and pleasantly surprised at his road course racing ability, because we kind of coming into this, we just kind of thought that it was going to be the Scott DeBarro show.
Yeah.
Which we do have a tentative confirmation that the Tabletop Trio racing team of myself, Philip Scott, and Scott Harvell, the three of us will be racing in the Suzuka 1000K in November. So that'll be very fun. Get my own my own pair of road course aces with me. Meanwhile, I'm in pit lane just sniffing the fuel and trying to pull the little nubbies off the tires.
That's fine. I'd be looking around like, is this the right tire?
No, that's an air
back.
filter.
Got it. I'll go back.
Very is mayonnaise and instrument coated.
Was this the racing fuel or the drinking fuel?
I think you need help. But here comes Schlosser. Is he going to try to make a move? No, he doesn't. Philip Scott coming in as well. So now Schlosser has to play offense, trying to get around DeBarro, but also defense with Philip Scott hot on his heels. And I know it's not going to last, as long, but man, could you imagine a 27-lap fight with these three drivers?
I mean, at this point, it feels like this is where we're at.
That is fair.
And I mean, they are slowly but surely losing the rest of the pack. It's going to be interesting. It looks like at some point, they are kind of coming in hot on Tripp and Stewart and Simpson. So, that's got to have some complications when that does indeed happen. This is not a very thick road. It's not like you can go 3 wide here, or at least comfortably without someone crashing.
Yeah, and I think on top of that too, like if you are trying to make the move, you're gonna have to be patient when you're trying to get around lapped cars, and the more patient you are, the more you're actually gonna lose time.
Yeah.
As whoa, Philip Scott got in there real hot.
It looks like that last turn is really where Schlosser and Scott could really make up a lot of time. DeBarro seems to really dig in slowly on that turn, as to where the other two kind of come in a little bit more hot.
And I think the hardest part with this too is just getting on the gas, because all right, you're a couple of car lengths behind. I know if I gun it right now and I speed up, I'll be faster than him. But with that being said, the second you do that, you lose traction, you spin your wheels, the next thing you know, your front end is facing where the back end should be.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Schlosser trying to make a move in.
Schlosser trying. That's not going to work through the S's as DeBarro shuts the door. Great view here Philip Scott has to watch this fight.
And Scott was looking, you're going to go high, he's going to go low. Let me try also go low. Maybe I'll get around you. But didn't work out.
Yeah, let's take a look here to see if something can happen this time. As we ride on board with the 99, trying to see what can be done there. Can't quite yet.
I'd say we got about 2, maybe 3 laps before they start getting close to some lap traffic.
Yeah, because right now Robert Tripp is about 1:06 behind the leaders, which they're running 1:19s. So still probably, like you said, a lap or 2 before they start catching these guys. My track map is currently not working, so I cannot show you where your favorite drivers are. But you just got to believe us.
I had to make a on the fly adjustment on my end to try to get one to work.
Robert Tripp makes his way onto pit road. But
I guess that alleviates
11.
Because that alleviates some of that lap traffic.
Yeah.
He's like,
Good
you know
move
what?
there by Tripp too, to say, all right, you know what? I'm probably going to have to pit anyway. I might as well pit now.
Yeah. And with that, I have no idea what the pit schedule is for these guys.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either, because 35 laps on a standard fuel tank that we have, you can go without needing to pit. So I'm sure they shorten the fuel load even more just to try to get a couple of laps on pit road. We'll see here as they head off into turn 7. This is a great shot here. The car's all flying through the S's. Watching them hit the curbs and use it to help them turn.
Yeah, so they have the fuel set to 60%.
Yeah, so they should need to pit once.
Yeah, they are not running 100%.
Oh, lock up there from DeBarro. But I think the 04 also got a little locked up. Little battle here further back. This is the fight for 4th between Jamar Dumas and Ace House. And some trouble for Nick Simpson. What happened here to the 11? going up the hill through turn 2 into turn 3. And oh, he just got a little sideways. Let's see if we can find one more quick view of that. As, of course, he crashes as the camera changes.
Well, you know.
So we'll take a look here. Through turn 3 and up, and oh, the tires just barely touched the grass. Able to skid. He saved it. But meanwhile, here is the battle for 4th between Ace House and Jamar Dumas. House has it, Dumas wants it. Not able to make the move yet is Dumas, but he's going to catch up here. Down the hill, if he can keep this momentum, he may be within diving distance. Down through the S's.
Yeah, these two have kind of been on their own.
Is Dumas
back
going
and
to
forth.
send it? No, he's not. Oh, House gets a little gas happy. Kicks the back end around. A lot of pressure here being put on by Dumas.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are 30-ish seconds behind, but that doesn't really mean much, as these front three are racing real hard, and it only takes, one tap or one wrong move, and one of these guys is all of a sudden, as a podium finisher.
Yeah, especially as, we're getting pit stops now. Pit stops for the 99 of Philip Scott. He's going to try to undercut these guys by saying, all right, I'm going to pit now. I'm going to get back on track, and these guys are going to have to make their way down pit road.
Interesting.
So this could be an interesting strategy here for the 99.
I've said it before, and I say it again. I don't understand pitting.
It's basically the law of averages, and how long you stay on pit road. You'll have open and empty racetrack in front of you, meaning you can pick up a lot more time with an empty racetrack. So that's kind of the idea of early pitting. Or late pitting. If you're leading and you have an empty racetrack, you can try to put those laps to good use before you come down the pit.
Let's see.
Neither strategy is right, neither strategy is wrong. It just they all just kind of work. Neither of the leaders heading down pit road either.
Ooh. Interesting. Ace House kind of pulled over, but that did let a couple people through.
Let's see what happened here. As looks like, you just kind of let the 99 and the 28 by. I wonder if that was one of those, all right, these guys have much better tires, I'm just going to let them go. Because he knew Philip was going to have to squeeze through. And that just brought them right back to the fight.
Yeah.
Dumas does drive away. Let's take a peek at this fight for the lead. Between Zabaro and Schlosser. See this gyro cam in action.
We got fancy. We got gyro cams.
Schlosser tried to take a peek to the inside, but yeah, we'll see here as we go up the track, just to see how much body roll and torque there is. Nick Simpson heads down pit road. And this is where the tough spot is for these leaders. You see the lap car right in front of them. That's Adam Stewart.
Now, is he going to be gentlemanly and move, or is he going to identify as a problem?
There's two schools of thought here.
I imagine he doesn't want to get lapped.
Does not want to get lapped, and technically he does not have to just roll over and let the leaders by. He can say, I am entitled to my racetrack and you two can have fun, because technically it is on the faster driver to get around the slower driver, and they have to do it in a safe manner. So Adam is absolutely in his right, if he wanted to say, no, I'm going to be everyone's problem today. And there's nothing wrong with that. At least, according to the rule book. However, with TNR, courtesy is kind of, just you're not racing for anyone. It's okay. You can move over. So 18 laps to go. Schlosser takes a peek to the outside. Another lockup there for the 27. And it's going to be interesting to see how this is all going to play out. So if we take a look here at the pit lane graph, it took Philip 50 seconds to head all the way down pit road, get his service, and exit pit road. So from pit line to pit line is, the 04 takes a peek to the inside. They're side by side out of turn 11. A little squirrely out of the corner. But Tabaro's going to hold him off. But as I was saying, Philip Scott on pit road for 50 seconds. That's pit line, service to pit line. As of right now, for these drivers, if they were to pit, Philip is only 36 seconds behind these two. So technically, Scott could come out of this with maybe, we'll ballpark it and say a 15-second lead, give or take. Mm-hmm. So I think these guys are going to try to fight as hard as they can, but because they're fighting, they're actually slowing down quite a bit.
Yeah.
For instance, Philip Scott's last time by was an 18.2. Schlosser is an 18.8, and DeBarro a 19.2. So Philip is gaining a lot of time on these two drivers because they're fighting so hard.
Yeah, which I wasn't expecting. I figured since they're going in so hard, so fast. Ooh, big inside move there. Little kiss. Bumper to
Just a
bumper.
little tap. Schlosser gets around the 27.
He got it.
New leader, Matt Schlosser.
Can he hold
Here
it?
comes DeBarro to the inside. He's going to squeeze in. Advantage to the inside now is going to be to Schlosser. Is the 27 going to concede and try to cross over? Maybe. $16 laps remain.
I'm sure Schlosser's like, got him.
4 now, because don't forget these drivers still need to pit.
Yeah.
And we may have to do this all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's also always a chance for a mistake, a lapped car, something, as right there, the 35, just wrong place, wrong time, and that slows up DeBarro ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm. Dumas entering the pits.
Yeah, Dumas there on pit road.
It seems like everyone has a different...
And here comes DeBarro.
Is that DeBarro?
So move Anthony DeBarro onto pit road. That's going to have Schlosser out for a little bit longer. And now we'll see. Take a look at the distance between Scott and Schlosser. Here comes Ace House around DeBarro, though House is a lap down. 45-mile-an-hour pit road as DeBarro hits his box. Right sides go on.
It's wild how many different race strategies we have out here for
There
when
goes
to
Philip
pit
Scott.
where.
So there goes Philip Scott. And Scott has about a 5-second gap over DeBarro.
Yeah.
Now, fresher tires are going to come into play now. So this is going to be very interesting.
Was it 7-lap difference? 8-lap difference tires?
Yeah, it looks like 7-lap difference. And now here comes Schlosser hard into pit road. So now Schlosser's on pit road, and let's watch that gap on the timing tower decrease.
Ooh, Tabarro did not have a graceful AA turn. I think he wasn't used to those new tires.
Yeah, probably still cold as Schlosser hits his box. And the timing will begin to shrink here for Philip. Philip now through turn 11. Down and away goes Schlosser. Schlosser only a 9-second stop, so I think he might have only taken a couple of tires. So that'll put Schlosser and have him keep the lead, though it's only a 2-second gap, with DeBarro now 8.7 seconds back. A little bit of fuel and pit strategy here for the 04.
I don't know, man.
Let's take.
I wonder if he took all 4.
Replay. He definitely didn't take 4 because it was only a 9-second pit stop. So let's take a look here at the replay to see what happened.
Did he take any? I didn't see his car go up.
He did not. Fuel only for the 04.
Interesting. I would have assumed it would be the other way around.
So let's put that one in the memory banks for later, as here's the gap now between Philip Scott and Matt Schlosser. 4 tires versus no tires. The no tires so far in the lead, but only by about 2 seconds. Which, remember, that was 9 seconds, typically about a 14-second pit stop for 4 tires and fuel. So that savings of 5 seconds kept him in front of Philip Scott, and 7 seconds in front of DeBarro instead of behind Philip, and only 2 seconds in front of DeBarro.
Yeah, would it be worth it in the long run? That's the question.
That is a very good question, as we see the 4 of Adam Stewart has an issue.
Oh,
Big lockup.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the front passenger or the back passenger, but that tire did not want to.
Definitely not. He looked like he was pretty well under control, so probably the right front. If it was the right rear, the back end would try to race the front end.
Right. So far, Schlosser able to hold off Scott. I saw this the lead shrink to about 1.9, 1.8 for a second, but it seems like he's just sitting in that 2-second gap.
Yeah, and so it's going to be interesting to see what these tire difference is going to be, because Schlosser is on 23-lap-old tires versus Phillip only on 10 lap old tires, give or take.
Yeah. I wonder if Scott's just not going to push it. No need to wear out the tires earlier than they have to, kind of thing.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because I think for Phillip, if he's within that ballpark, he's going to be okay with just kind of riding. And then when the time comes, that's when Phillip is going to kind of put that pressure on.
Yeah, I'd have to assume DeBarro's going to be in the same boat, but I would have thought he would be trying to get a little closer. He's really just seems like he's sitting 7 seconds behind.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing too, Joe, where, 1.8 seconds on a road course is a heck of a lot easier to make up than 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So if I'm DeBarro, I'm probably on kill right now, but just
DeBarro
not quite able to do it.
DeBarro just entering turn 4A, Schlosser on turn 7. So they are, one whole turn away from each other.
Yeah, there is DeBarro. You just
moment.
saw him in the background. So they're about the length of the short chute separating the two drivers.
Yeah, that's a while.
As Robert Tripp goes off for a bit of an excursion.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. What happened to the 35?
A little bit of sightseeing.
Oh, little sideways there. He finds the access road as part of the IndyCar and GT section, and gonna go around the tire barriers there.
Just doing a check to make sure the people over there are still paying attention.
Hey guys, just popping in to say hi. Now Schlosser's opened up a 2+ second gap to the 99.
This is exactly not what I was expecting on, I think, the oldest tires in the race right now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that the 04 hasn't fallen off.
I wonder if that's just like road course with these tires. It's just not the same as, a typical oval.
Yeah, I mean, it's still very hard to do. You had to have, really focused on saving them the first half of the run.
Which we know he didn't, because he was fighting DeBarro the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with how hard they were fighting, I'm very surprised. Yet here we are, a 2-second gap now, coming to 9 laps to go.
Yeah. Looks like he's getting ready to run up on Dumas. We'll see if Dumas moves over. DeBarro falling even further behind.
Yeah, that gap up now to 8 seconds.
Almost 9.
As Robert Tripp goes for another trip. Goes up. And he's back on track.
I think he's running on some older tires, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he last pit on lap 10.
Yeah. He was one of the first to pit. So
yes.
I got to imagine his tires are hurting. Which goes to shows I don't know how Schlosser is holding these things in so hard.
Yeah,
he's definitely going more wide, but
very difficult to handle, especially at this point in the run with 8 to go.
Yeah. I mean, you can see on the turn 11, he is going more and more and more wide, taking that turn. So, yeah, there's definitely wear.
Speaking of tires, looks like Robert Tripp making his way down pit road now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As a cloud seems to have gone over the Sonoma Raceway here.
I was gonna say. Anybody else's screen just get dark, or is it just me?
Which that,
Did my son...
depending on how well the clouds will be hanging up there, I mean, we could see a little bit more grip, which would in turn make the tires that much more important.
Yeah. Right now, the temperature out there, a perfect 75 degrees.
Yeah, see it right there. 2 mile an hour wind, partly cloudy skies. 32% humidity. Jamar Dumas letting the leaders go.
At least one of them.
Letting the leader go. Let's check in here with Anthony DeBarro. He's just kind of on his own little island all by himself.
He lost a lot of time.
Yeah, DeBarro now 16 seconds back.
I don't know if it was one of those things where if he wasn't fighting for the lead, he kind of trailed off.
Yeah, that might have been just one of those, well, okay. Adam Stewart goes for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
He's just showing off at that point. Formula drift through the corners. Look at that, 360 spin, kept on going.
Yeah. Proving a point.
Look what I can do.
If I'm not going to win, am I going to at least get some style points?
Always. 2 cars out of the race this evening. Nick Simpson and Jason Schue. Schue after 3 laps, Simpson after 15. Schlosser dives it on in. 2.5 seconds the gap over Philip Scott. Can the Ninja from Michigan make this run up?
I mean, I'd have to assume if he's gonna try to make a run for the lead, it would be about now to try to get close.
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look here. Let's just monitor the lap times here as well for the 99 and the 04. Same with the gap between the drivers. As Robert Tripp has another excursion. This time just missing that right-hander. But he's able to keep it on the pave, or keep it going in the right direction.
Just turn it on.
That is the gap between the leaders.
So that time, Scott really pulled in for that turn, to where I don't think Schlosser has the ability to at this point.
Yeah, I think he's just got to slow it down a little bit more if he wants to get into that, right, and hook it right around the edge.
That being said, I don't see Scott really making up a ton of time right now.
No, I mean, he's down 2.8.
Not sure what happened to Scott, but he was moving slow.
Whoa, big slide there for Philip Scott.
Nope. And Stewart is missing a bumper, and I think just blew out one of his tires.
Let's see what happened there. Heavy on the braking, and right front lock up again. Oh, hard hit into that left front corner.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, definitely some wheel damage there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like On my screen, I see a bunch of sparks coming out from the bottom of his car. Oop, Branson sliding into a corner. Conveniently, that was there.
Up the hill into turn 5.
Kind of looks like he did it on purpose.
Oh,
Not that, but this little part, nice.
Oh yeah, parked it. 10 out of 10 parking. Just not the preferred method, I'm sure, as he got on the gas just a little bit too hard and around went the 92.
Yeah, Stewart into the pits, which makes sense because on my end he was missing a bumper and there were sparks all over the. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, very, very tough break. Also a tough break there for Scott Stewart in the chat, cheering on at him. Unfortunate timing there.
Yeah. It's never good as you enter your pits. Your hood bounces up and down like a cartoon.
It's certainly not. Like a jalopy.
Nick Simpson in the chat. Real quick, merge circuits suck.
I feel your pain, Nick. That's why I'm in the broadcast booth and not on the racetrack.
Correct.
As much as Garrett has asked me, hey, come on, let's race. I'm like, no, I like broadcasting.
Yeah. You want me to just drive around a car that says caution all over it? Because that's all I'd be.
I mean, I could play the unsafety car, but that's about it.
It's me on every track.
Something, something mozzarella stick, something, something.
All my cars have a pass on the left and then death on the other side.
Nick says, I'm sat drinking bourbon watching the stream. Good call. Definitely a lot better outcome than than racing here.
Right.
So coming to 2 to go, the lead for Matt Schlosser over Philip Scott has grown now to 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, which is actually shocking. I can't believe
Barrow back here.
Yeah, 40 seconds. I just can't believe that Schlosser made this set of tires the whole race.
Yeah. Adam Stewart in the chat says, well, that be the big one.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, big right front lockup.
Then no fright front.
Down into turn 11.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, Branson, big slide out of the corner.
Moves out of the way. I thought it was going to be an issue for Schlosser.
That certainly could have made things interesting. White flag is in the air. One more lap around. Branson shoots out wide. Branson almost able to put it in cruise control now. 4-second lead. And growing now. Only the downhill section of the track remains. Schlosser through the S's after not pitting for tires, only taking fuel. Came out of the pits with about a 2-second gap over Philip Scott. He was since able to grow it over the final 15 laps. through turn 11 for one final time. Checkered flag in the air. Matt Schlosser is going to win here at Sonoma.
Amazing. His tires are very thankful that it's almost over. Or, what tires are left.
AKA just a smoldering, burning pile of something.
Hopes and dreams? I don't know.
Nick Simpson saying Schlosser pulled a beauty out of there. He absolutely did. Here comes DeBarro through the final section. Anthony DeBarro comes home P3. Jamar Dumas in fourth. Ace House getting ready to come across the line in P5. Well, just like that, the end of the race.
Not what I was expecting.
That is for sure. As we'll start to pull these drivers in for the interview waiting room. And Joe, I do believe you've caught up with our third place finisher, driver of the number 27, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony, congrats on the third place finish. You got out to a pretty good lead. You fought out there until Schlosser finally passed you, and then out of the pit, you kind of never recovered. Kind of what happened?
I think I messed up the strategy there, and then I honestly got like a really bad cramp behind my knee and my braking leg, and I saw the gap, and I'm like, there's no way I'm catching them. I ran a couple laps, I tried, and I was only gained like a 10th or two. I was like, I'm not catching them, so I conceded.
That makes so much more sense. What kind of was your strategy going in that you ended up kind of getting messed up by?
I was gonna ask Matt what he did. I don't know if you guys know. Did he take no tires on the last
Yeah,
lap?
he did no
Okay,
tires.
that's where I got beat then because I took 4 and I was only like a 10th or 2 if I could nail the lap. So he was definitely quicker overall than me. I held on as long as I could. I kept making mistakes in the braking zones and he finally got by me there right before the pit stops. But I was, I knew going into the night that I was gonna have good short run pace. And we showed that. I think I did the fastest lap, obviously won the pole and led quite a bit of laps. So,
Mhm.
it's an improvement from where I was at the last road course. So I will definitely take it. And it was what a battle. I mean, it probably was awesome to see on the broadcast between me and Matt.
Oh yeah, no, it was. You guys are going back and forth. There were a couple times where we thought you were going to wreck each other. Definitely, definitely a close one there. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Bob for doing this for us, and Garrett setting stuff up, and you know, uh, it was a fun race, and honestly, it was tough. I mean, I'm drenched with sweat. My knee hurts. I mean, maybe I'm just getting old, but it's nice to talk to you guys again. Thanks for your due. I can't wait to watch that battle on the replay, though, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, congrats, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Thank you.
All right, that's Anthony DeBarro, our third place finisher. I'm now joined in the booth by our second place finisher, driver of the number 99 machine, Philip Scott. And, Philip, a hard-fought second place there. The streak, unfortunately, coming to an end, but talk us through your race.
Yeah, hats off to Matt. He drove his butt off. It was just different strategies. I felt good on older tires. I think DeBarro burned his stuff up kind of early, so I was just trying to pace it. These tires are really heat sensitive, and so I decided once I got in the fuel window, might as well undercut and hope that they battle a little bit too much. And um, I was hoping I took 4 tires because I was hoping that it would like, um, even though there wasn't much in terms of fall off, um, I was hoping that just a little bit would gain me the edge. But yeah, Matt, he didn't take tires, which actually ended up being the right play. And by that point, my tires were kind of old, so I had to play catch up, which is hard to do with really heat sensitive tires. And um, so I just had to try to go for it. And I got within like 1.6 or something at one point, but it was just really hard going through the traffic and stuff and keeping up when I'm already trying to push and I was sliding everywhere. So yeah, good stuff. He made the right call. He made the winning call. And yeah, it's a bummer that my uh, streak ended, but it was going to end eventually, and I'm glad that I put up a fight.
And it was one heck of a fight. Talk to us a little bit there about passing and trying to make the moves. You were involved in that three-way fight for the first half of the race before you ducked down pit road. How hard was it to pass? Because it looked pretty difficult. Obviously the passing zones into 7 and into 11. But how tough was it with how narrow this track can be?
Yeah, it's there are places where it is doable. Like after the short shoot, you can like really dive it into that little hairpin before the S's. And that's probably your best shot. But like to me, it was just really hard when you have like 900 horsepower under you or however much. It's just so hard to like build up a run because, or like get close and build up a run because like everybody has slightly different braking and points and throttle traces and all that. And so it was really tough to like, it's tough to get like a run going to set up a pass. So for me, it was just a matter of just trying to pace myself until, of course, I saw I was 2 seconds behind Matt, and when he came out 2 seconds ahead of me, and so I had to just play catch up. But yeah, it was tough, but I think it's tougher in this kind of car than it is in probably in others. I'm sure like GT3s, it's probably a little easier.
Yeah, that is for sure. And Philip, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Obviously, yeah, shout out to Matt for beating the streak. I'm kind of I knew it was going to be tough when I saw like the lap times of DeBarro and Matt. Um, and so, but I'm just glad that I was able to put up a fight. There's always next time, and yeah, I'm hoping that I can get the next one, and hopefully maybe get a couple more this season, a couple wins because I'm still winless. So yeah.
That is for sure. Well, Philip, congrats again on the P2 finish, and looking forward to chatting with you next week.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
All right, that's Philip Scott, our second place finisher here tonight. And let's jump down into victory lane as we're going to chat here with the winner, the 0-4 of Matt Schlosser.
Hey, Matt, huge win tonight for you. I know we were talking before the broadcast about Scott and DeBarro, kind of they were going to be neck and neck this whole race. And you kind of came out of nowhere and proved us wrong. What was your strategy tonight?
Yeah, my strategy was I wanted to try and get the lead or at a minimum stay right on the back bumper of Anthony. And I honestly wasn't sure how many tires to change and kind of made the decision to take none, hoping that I could hang on. And it definitely worked. Like I think that was the right call because the tires did not really drop off very much. So it worked for me, and I was able to hang on there. And Philip gave me a really good challenge at the end, but luckily I was able to bring it home in P1.
Absolutely. We were up in the booth saying we were wondering if there was going to be more tire fall off because, we're used to the ovals. We're used to you guys, going out there for a ton of laps. And then when we saw you pit so quickly, we were like, oh, maybe he just took a couple tires. And then we played it back and we were like, oh, he just took gas. Kind of expecting Scott was going to be able to catch you quickly. And then that didn't happen. In fact, you ended up gaining at the end there. I think you were up almost 4.5 seconds. kind of setting your pace where no one else is around you? How is hitting your line when you're not being chased or chasing someone else?
Yeah, it helps a lot when you can have a little bit of a cushion and really be able to just focus on making the best possible lap. I came out of 2 seconds ahead of Philip, which is just enough to know that you can just drive without having to worry about defending, without getting that kind of like sinking feeling when they're getting big in your mirror. So I was like, if I can just maintain the gap a little bit, whatever tire advantage he has might dissipate and I can hang on. And I was talking to him. It sounds like he caught some lap cars in tough spot, which, that's how it goes a little bit. If he had been right at my bumper, we probably would have had a really good race for it. But I think me having a slight gap, I was able to just manage that and kind of hang on there. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it was a phenomenal display on your part. We were not expecting these tires to be able to handle 35 laps, especially with how hard you were. It looked like you were racing to borrow in the first, I think, around 17 laps. We thought your tires were going to be all sorts of burnt out. After that battle, did you feel like you were out in the clear, all's good, or were you expecting kind of a catch up from him?
Yeah, when I got past him, he gave me a really good challenge right back and almost took the lead right back from me. And I knew we were about to pit, so I wasn't really sure what was going to happen with that. I didn't know if he was going to take tires. The thing I did know was that Philip pitted early, and I suspected he took tires. And I also suspected that he was catching us because we were battling and not making clean laps, whereas he was probably just laying down good laps. So when I got the lead there for the pit cycle, I definitely wasn't like, all right, job's done. I was like, all right, there's going to be some more that has to be done here from these guys because they're obviously both very fast and it's definitely a hard work but a lot of fun out there and happy to get get first place there at the end.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, thank you for the broadcast and thanks to Bob and everyone who admins the league and puts it all together. Shout out to Philip and Anthony again for some great racing. And everyone, there were a few guys that were couple laps down that were very courteous out there when we were racing. So shout out to them. Appreciate the respect there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again. And hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
All right. Thank you.
That's Matt Schlosser, our winner here tonight at Sonoma. Let's take a look now at the final standings for this one. The Sonoma Classic here at, Sonoma Raceway. Matt Schlosser gets the win over Philip Scott and Anthony DeBarro. Jamar Dumas comes home in fourth with Ace House in fifth. Tim Branson comes home sixth with Robert Tripp in seventh. Adam Stewart in eighth. Nick Simpson in ninth. And Jason Schue rounding out our top 10 and only 10 competitors here in this one. Next week's race is going to be a very, very fun one. We're going to be at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, flat 1 mile oval, tight racing, and these cars do race very, very well there. So it's going to be fun. If you are interested in joining, you could check out the link in the description down below, or just take a look on Facebook for Total Nonstop Racing. For one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Total Nonstop Racing League Sonoma Classic right here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Have a great night.